Quick disclaimer before we start the video, this is not a direct one-on-one comparison to see if the two amps can sound exactly the same. This video is about checking out if the YJM100 Malmsteen amplifier from Marshall can deliver good enough Blackmore-ish tones. Now the EQ settings or the volume/gain wasn't or weren't the same on the two amps. We just fiddled around with the Malmsteen for like an hour. If I had a couple of days or weeks, I'm sure the video would be better or we would get better sounds out from it, but this is what it is. Please enjoy and take it as it is. If you've been following my channel, you might know that I don't like Marshall amplifiers, well, stock ones at least, because you probably also know that I have a custom Marshall Major replica which I absolutely love. But the key here is that my amplifier is modded very similar to how Blackmore's amplifiers were modded. And ever since I got that amp, I always wondered how does it stack up or how much better it is than stock Marshall. And now I got a chance to finally do a comparison video. Obviously, you know from the title of the video that I'm comparing my Blackmore amp to YJM100 Marshall Ingrid Malmsteen signature amp. That actually belongs to my good friend RP, or RP, he's a Hungarian dude with a Hungarian name. So if you don't know him, you might know him from my videos, or you should know him from his own channel because he has an amazing channel. So if you don't know him yet, go check out his channel. You'll find a link in the description because you just simply have to. First of all, he's an incredible singer and he's just a super badass guitar player. The sound samples so far we haven't plugged straight into the amps, but we were going through the RB1011 OIBA type drive pedal from Guitar Slinger, because I don't really think Blackmore used his Marshall amps or modded Marshall amps just by themselves. He either played through his OIBA tape recorder or the treble booster from Hornby SKUs prior to that. So we used my overdrive pedal, one of my overdrive pedals on both amps, and that's one of the factors that help them sound similar. And they do have a generally similar character, but I think you can pick up on some key differences between the two amps. But I suppose you're interested how the amps sound just by themselves without the pedal, and don't worry, we got you covered. We made a few sound samples about that too, because we were curious which of the amps have more gain, and it happens to be the Blackmore. But you might know that the Blackmore mods have the two channels cascaded internally, so that's why they can deliver more gain, and we have not jumped the channels on the Malmsteen. And again, if we had more time we would have done that, but according to RP, channel 1 just sounds so much better than channel 2. We don't really want it to well, mix it in. So these are just the amps with no pedals, nothing whatsoever. In case you are wondering what we think, we both dig both of the amps, but fortunately I still like mine a bit better because I think it delivers a bit more authentic Blackmore tones. But the Malmsteen is a great amp too. It is hands down my favorite stock Marshall amp. I think the similarities are really apparent. So in general there are a lot of similarities in tone between the two, but there are some key differences as well. And I have to note that in this video we were kind of focusing or aiming at Blackmore tones from the Rainbow era, so end of the 70s or even the 80s as well. And those original Blackmore tones aren't that far from Malmsteen guitar tones either. So that's the reason as well. And we have to keep it in mind that my Blackmore modded amp is basically a Marshall major, while the Malmsteen, as far as I know, is a super lead. So there are going to be differences between the two due to this as well. I haven't tried, or we haven't tried my Hornby SKUs treble booster replica, so we haven't went for any early 70s tone. I doubt they would sound good, but once again, if I had like a week or a couple of days to play around with the amp, I would have tried that as well, and I think we would have gotten a little bit better tones here, because right now in this video I kind of felt, first of all, we just plugged into the Malmsteen and started playing it by ear and looking for good Blackmore tones, and I think I went overboard with the treble a bit. Listening to the comparison after the recording session, I kind of felt that the Malmsteen is lacking some body or fatness, and it was maybe a bit too harsh. So fatness is one of the key characteristics of Blackmore Stone. Throughout the years, all of his tones are very fat and ballsy, and the people often overlook that and just go for the treble, which I'm guilty of. I did that for years, but getting this amp really opened my eyes and ears how fatness is important. I don't think the Malmsteen can quite capture that. So if you don't have a Marshall amplifier but you want one, which one do you get? I think it depends on what you want. If you want Blackmore tones, then go for my Blackmore custom replica that my good friend Max built, and he'll build you one too. If you want a general Marshall tone, that's because I think it's really important to note that the reason I like Blackmore Stone and his amps is that it is not as Marshall-y as what you accustomed to when other people are playing Marshall. So the Marshall tone is a bit different than Blackmore Stone. So if you want to get a good overall Marshall tone and still be able to get pretty cool and pretty good Blackmore tones, especially with some pedals, then go for the Malmsteen. I think it's a great amp. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, I think this video proves that if you have an Aiwa style preamp pedal, either the Guitar Slinger RB1011 or the BSM Galaxy 1011, you can sound, or you can get awesome, amazing Blackmore sounds with just a stock Marshall. So let us know in the comment section which one you liked or which one you preferred. And also, if you have any of the stock Marshall amplifiers, the 1987X or the 1959, and you tried it with a Aiwa style drive panel, send me some sound samples. I'm interested, or I'm pretty curious how they sound. So maybe that's a video for another day, but for now, thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel, maybe even supporting me on Patreon. Thanks, and see you in the next video.